USKV-31 experiment opened up a bizarre dimension. Incredible phenomena were then discovered inside. As the story continues, several staff members discovered a different scene than usual during a research session. There were many more strange buildings inside, and even weirder was the appearance of a man around a corner. Upon closer inspection, it was discovered that he had lost his vital signs. This discovery had not been made in recent years. Soon the staff brought him back to the lab. After an autopsy and experiments, it was found that although he looked like a human, he did not belong to a carbon-based organism. The blood in his body was black, and he was light in density and weight. Where it came from and why it was here is currently unexplained. It was shortly after this incident that the number of missing folk increased. Even more unbelievable, however, was the exposure of a photograph of a darkroom on a civic forum, and the anonymous poster claimed to have entered the space and described the scene within it in detail. This person also gave the darkroom a hierarchy of levels with extremely detailed descriptions of which locations on the middle-level machines had exits, which locations had food, and which water inside was drinkable and which was not. The lab was extremely surprised to find this article. At first they suspected that it was leaked by an insider, but many of the scenes and items within the space mentioned by the anonymous person had never been encountered by them themselves, so this person must have entered the darkroom from one of the entrances, and moreover, the place this person entered should be very far away from them, so the scenes they saw were completely different from theirs. The lab quickly informed their superiors of this when they made sure to find this person. However, just one day shortly after this post was sent out, a person suddenly replied under the post saying that he had once picked up a DV which captured a scene exactly like the one described by the owner, and then he posted this video. The lab staff broke out in a cold sweat after watching it. It turns out that the real world can be mistakenly entered into this space because this space is too big. They have never found anyone inside. It was only after more videos were then exposed that they realized an even more horrifying fact. Just shortly after these people mistakenly entered, it didn't take long for them to die inside due to lack of food. However, the horrible thing is that shortly after their deaths, the bacteria in their bodies mutated in the space and turned into huge-looking but very strange structured monsters that fed on the people who came in by mistake. For example, this body like a tree trunk-like monster. Experts analyze, this is the human body of E. coli bacteria mutated into. Let's take a look at the bizarre images of unannounced visits captured by several folk who have mistakenly entered. However, one of the exposer's videos turned out to be from the country.